Beautiful Tuesday morning in Lagos, 6 days to Christmas. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the program. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. A major intervention did happen yesterday as regards the political crisis in Rivers State. We saw President Bola Tinubu meet with all the key players to broker peace. And at the end of that meeting, which of course held behind closed doors, a joint resolution was arrived at by all parties with the National Security Advisor Nuri Badu in attendance. Part of the resolutions we understand is the fact that impeachment proceedings against Governor Fubara should be dropped and stopped immediately. All matters instituted in court in respect of the political crisis will also be withdrawn immediately. And indeed, the recognition of the leadership of the House of Assembly, led by Right Honorable Martin Amowole, alongside the 27 members who defected to the APC, will also now be recognized. Femi Akonde has details of that meeting for us in this report.
The meeting was at the instance of President Bola Tinubu. It is a last-ditch effort to salvage an already bad political situation in Rivers State, after an initial attempt by President Tinubu to reconcile the differences between Governor Fubara and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, failed. The meeting lasted more than 3 hours, but was able to reach some crucial resolutions which may pave way for the restoration of peace in the volatile politics of Rivers State. Among the resolutions reached are that all impeachment proceedings initiated against the governor of Rivers State by the State House of Assembly should be dropped immediately. Also, that the leadership of the Rivers State House of Assembly, as led by Martin Amowole, shall be recognized alongside the 27 members who resigned from the PDP. The governor of Rivers State shall represent the state budget to a properly constituted Rivers State House of Assembly. At the meeting, it was also resolved that all matters instituted in court by the governor of Rivers State and his team in respect of the political crisis in the state shall be withdrawn immediately. Also, it was agreed that the remunerations and benefits of all members of the Rivers State House of Assembly and their staff must be reinstated immediately, and the governor of Rivers State shall not interfere with the full funding of the Rivers State House of Assembly. It is expected that this meeting may lead to a resolution of the political crisis and ease rising tension in the oil-rich states. All eyes now will be on both Governor Fubara and Nyesom Wike to see how they keep their end of the bargain and implement resolutions reached in a peace meeting brokered by President Bola Tinubu. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
Now let's talk about the resolutions brokered by Mr. President to resolve the political crisis in Rivers State. I'm joined by Chairman of the Rivers Elders and Leaders Forum, a former governor of Rivers State during the Third Republic, His Excellency Chief Rufus Ada George, CON, joins us live this morning. Thank you for joining us on the program. Your Excellency, on Sunday, we understand that your forum resolved that President Tinubu should consolidate on his earlier intervention as the consequences of inaction you mentioned may be far-reaching. This meeting called by the President yesterday was exactly what you demanded, right? Chief Rufus Ada George joins us for details on this resolution. If you can hear me, I'm asking if Mr. President's intervention yesterday tallies with the demand your forum made on Sunday. Connection with our guest this morning. Indeed, perhaps a big breakthrough might have happened as regards the impasse we've witnessed and reported in the past weeks, particularly with political development in Rivers State. What may have seemed a big break with the meeting held behind closed doors yesterday at the instance of Mr. President calling all of the stakeholders together to make a resolution. And as you can see on screen, we understand that all matters instituted in courts by Governor Fubara and his team will be withdrawn immediately. Speaking to the division in the House of Assembly, recall that an ex parte motion by Federal High Court in Rivers State recognized Edison Ehihie-led 4-member team of the House of Assembly. We understand that all impeachment proceedings initiated against the governor by the State Assembly will also be dropped immediately. The leadership of the State Assembly, as led by Martins Hamewole, shall be recognized alongside 27 defected lawmakers. It means also that the 2024 budget of renewed hope, the 800 billion naira budget, as presented to the 4-member assembly, which was passed in less than 24 hours. Part of this resolution did mention that it will now be presented to the full House. Also, the remunerations and benefits of all of the members and their staff is to be reinstated immediately. I had spoken with one of the members who mentioned that the state government had held funding for the State Assembly, and that it also meant that they were not going to approve any form of funding coming from the executive. Governor Fubara, according to this resolution, will also not interfere with the full funding of State Assembly, and that the State Assembly, with the complex now demolished, will choose where they want to sit and conduct the legislative business without interference by the state government. The 4 members, we understand, are sitting somewhere in the State House. Perhaps that will change moving forward. And also, we've seen 9 commissioners, resign in the past 2 weeks, beginning with the Attorney General of the state and Commissioner for Justice, whose resignation letter was dated 14th of November. Now, this resolution mentioned that all of those who resigned their appointments will now have to resubmit. The state governor, rather, will have to resubmit their names to the House of Assembly for approval. Interesting development, isn't it? We'll see how all of this play out. The big question this morning is, will this resolve the impasse in Rivers State? And we're following development closely. The Rivers Elders and Leaders Forum met on Sunday and came up with an initial resolution, part of which was asking Mr. President to follow up on his intervention and also find political solution to this challenge. That has happened, and we're trying to get feedback from the former governor of Rivers State as to whether this meets their expectation. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with that interview. Stay with us, everyone. Now let's get some feedback on the resolutions reached with stakeholders in Rivers State at the instance of Mr. President yesterday. Mohammed has called in from Abuja. Good morning, Mohammed. Mohammed,
Hello?
are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning. What do you make of this latest development?
Yeah, the latest development from Port Harcourt, according to Robert Clark, I listened to him this morning on the Arise TV, is seriously aberration of the Constitution of Nigeria. The president has rights to intervene, but not to give such an outline, because Rivers State are the one that voted for their governor. So Rivers State is supposed to solve their problem, not to bring back those people that have defected. People that were defected and they were suspended by the National House of Assembly in Rivers State, and then commissioners willingly resigned. They willingly resigned, and then now the president is saying that they should bring them back. Definitely, according to Robert Clark, is a breach of constitution.
According to you, Mr. Mohammed, let us leave Robert Clark out of this conversation. What kind of intervention do you think? Just a minute. Listen to the question. What kind of intervention do you think the president would have brought forward that would have appeased to both parties in this case?
That is what I'm saying. For the peace to hold back, the president would have said that the speaker put in place by the court of High Court in Rivers State supposed to be the speaker. These people that have defected, they should come back and then join them and then move the step forward. That is the number one solution that is supposed to have done.
You mean they should come back to To the PDP?
Yes, to the PDP, yes. Let them come back to the PDP and then join their colleagues. And then the speaker that is in place by the High Court in Rivers should be the one that is the speaker now.
Are you aware that the PDP chairman in Rivers State was at that meeting alongside the caretaker chairman of the APC, and they both signed? We saw their signature on that resolution, right?
That is what we are saying. Because of the euphoria of the president, seeing the president there, they don't want to argue. But definitely that is why the lawyers now come back again. Now they didn't agree. The Rivers State chapter of lawyers, they say they have not agreed with that agreement.
But do you think these resolutions will be able to bring, a measure of relief and peace back to Rivers State?
It will not, because it will not deny those people from impeaching the governor. Definitely, if they accept the speaker, the former speaker, and then give them the power, and then they have defected to APC, and the governor remain in APC, except if they are telling us that the governor will defect to APC, that one is agreed.
And that's also not impossible, right?
Sir?
I said that's also not impossible.
It's not impossible, yes. If the governor agreed to defect to APC, that one is a clear case. The resolution is done. But if not, the governor will remain in PDP, and then this one in APC, definitely the impeachment will not be stopped. Because one day, because the guidelines say that they should be allowed to choose where they want to conduct their business, members' House of Assembly in Rivers. So they can choose Abuja to be conducting their business here.
Many made the call for the president's intervention, including the Rivers Elders and Leaders Forum, right? But
yes.
not many of them gave clarity as to precisely how the president should have resolved this matter. One would think on the surface that all of the parties involved saw this resolution and agreed to go ahead with this resolution. Are you optimistic that it will bring some reprieve?
What I'm telling you is that after that resolution, after signing the resolution, some of the elders in Rivers, I'm telling you this morning, according to some commentators in Arise, some of them, they have not agreed. Even some of the lawyers in Rivers, they say they have not agreed. They did not agree because the president is the president of the country. Rivers State is a subnational. Rivers State has their own rules and regulations.
I think we also have to ask the question of who the critical stakeholders are on this matter. The governor, the former governor, the parties, both parties were well represented at this meeting, including the National Security Advisor. Do you think there are bigger stakeholders than those individuals?
Yes, the former governor, the first civilian governor was not there. The emirs, the chiefs are not there. Some of the elder stakeholders, they are not there. They just selected the ones that they will answer them the way they want to. They just call them. So that is what they are saying. That is what they are saying now. That most of them, they are not there. They are not aware of that meeting. They did not invite most of them. Oh, have you seen any emir or any chief there? No any traditional ruler there. No any clergyman there. So that is what they are saying.
I actually thought this issue was between Governor Fubara and former Governor Wike. Do you think there are bigger issues to
political situation in Rivers
resolve
involve everybody? Involve the clergymen, involve the chiefs, involve everybody.
All right.
So they were supposed to be invited.
We'll probably see how it all plays out in the coming days. Mohammed Kodin from Abuja. Thank you so much.
I think and I hope Fubara will defect to APC. That's all. If you do that, it has solved all the problem.
Well, we also will see how that plays out, particularly how, they say Wike is still with the PDP. We see how all of that plays. It's a big permutation of expectations in this regard, and that there are several ways it could go. But the big question would be, are these resolutions enough to restore peace? Are we going to see all the 32-member House of Assembly back together and see governors actually make a headway in Rivers State? We're back with His Excellency Chief Rufus Adat George, CON, former governor of Rivers State during the Third Republic, his chairman, Rivers Elders and Leaders Forum. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Great. I was asking earlier if Mr. President's meeting yesterday is a fulfillment of your request, your forum's request on Sunday as to the President's intervention in this regard.
Well, we want to first thank the President for quickly intervening and calling the parties to order, calling them to talk with them, but the resolutions, the decisions reached are far from what was expected to be arrived at to maintain peace. Of all the resolutions reached, we can see that virtually all of them were geared towards the interests of one party, and that did not sound equitable. The only resolution that tended to favor the other party was the resolution that all things leading to impeachment of the governor should be dropped. But even then, that was not conclusive. It should have been conclusive if probably they had gone further to add 4 years in office, all the impeachment efforts or attempts should be dropped. But that notwithstanding, there were issues of legality which we are not solved, which is very, very important. And Nigeria craves to be a constitutional country where the Constitution directs the affairs of Nigerians. The President knows himself. I recall that he stood firm and fought and stood against, as the governor of Lagos State, and stood against President Obasanjo when he wanted to deny him the opportunity to create LGAs and other things, and even refused him, the government of Lagos State, the revenue, internal generated revenue to some extent. He stood firm, relied on his law-empowered authorities and constitutional privileges to win through his case. They cannot therefore deny the governor the constitutional power and authority vested on him. When we made the plea, we said subject to the laws, And from what I have seen so far, it appears the Constitution, the laws of the country are not vague. Whatever resolution must be related to what is the current laws. And we have some group of legislators had openly declared with their own mouth, waving flags openly, that they are opting for another party, that is the PDP. They say you should be recalled with him immediately. Recalled into what party? Is it into PDP or is it into APC? This should be, for avoidance of ambiguity, this should be spelled out. If they want to come back, they should openly come to declare the party they want to now belong. And for that, the other legislators have, according to the law, suspended them from the House, which the law, the Constitution, and I has also as a fact for you not immediately. One is coming, and for the say all their salaries, all
right.
Well, we support, but such cannot be done. It appears somebody sat in his bedroom and wrote all these things and just brought it and slammed it on the.
All right. I think I understand your objection to some of the resolutions, while it agrees with you on the impeachment plot, which you earlier described as unacceptable. It disagrees with your forum's position on the defection of the 27 lawmakers, which you condemned. But we saw the signature of Governor Fubara, as well as chairman of the PDP, on that resolution. So we're going to just go with that and hope that it wasn't forced on anyone. However, how optimistic are you?
Even on that, you could see from the signature, those who were there, you see that they are heavily loaded against the governor. And you see the signature, when you compare to see the ink, some who should sign, the other governor, the chairman or the person who signed and witness is signed in red, but the governor signed in black. So there are a lot of a lot of things that need to be critically examined in that signature.
Are you saying that these resolutions will not be adhered to and it won't resolve the political crisis in Rivers State?
Well, I don't know. I cannot say that because the resolutions have just been made, but the reactions, the majority of the people in Rivers State so far tend to sway against the clauses as they were framed, the clauses as they were written. That is the current position, and I'm not sure, I can't say for certain what it will do and what it will not do, but definitely there is adverse negative reactions to it.
You know, there are those who have said, based on the Elders Forum's position on the demolition of the House of Assembly and the defection of the lawmakers, that you are seen to have taken sides on the matter. Do you agree with that?
No, definitely we've not taken sides. We've been, again, pleading for peace, wanting to maintain and talk to the parties concerned. We seek audiences from them individually, and we've not been able to attend that audience. We have not at all, in any form or shape, judged any of them. What we are now coming out to say is the resolutions as we see them.
But your statement, confirms that both former Governor Wike and Governor Fubara did not respond to your forum's invitation to have an audience with them on this matter. Is there a sense to which that speaks to how both parties perceive your neutrality on this matter?
That means, well, we are not siding any side. We are completely neutral. We've been advocating for peace, and Rivers State citizens have been commending the Elders Forum for maintaining neutrality, for being neutral, So I think that shows that both sides probably see that we are neutral. We are not against them in any form or shape. We have always insisted on neutrality and maintaining peace.
According to this new resolution, Your Excellency, the names of all commissioners who resigned as a result of the crisis are to be resubmitted to the House for approval. It will seem that both Governor Fubara and FCT Minister Wike's structures will have to work together. How do you see that play out in the coming days?
Well, I see it a mixed grade if it works out. But the fact that is it possible within the law? If it's possible within the law, then it could play out well. But if not possible within the law, it's not what the law says, is bound to have some little rebounds and reflections.
It sounds a lot like a political solution, because the resolution is demanding that all the cases in court be withdrawn. So it sounds like it has nothing to do with the law. Do you agree?
No, I think it has something to do with the law. Always. It must have something to do with the law. For instance, if you tell one party withdraw all the cases you have in court, and these cases are built on these strong points, and if the cases are done, it has nothing to rely on again. So they are meant and supposed to be built on the Constitution and the law. and he can't change the constitution.
Going by the law, I'm sure you are aware that the 27 lawmakers have also secured an interim order, asking INEC not to declare their seats vacant and instructing that INEC cannot conduct by-election, recognizing them as members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Going by law, how long do you think that would take to have this matter resolved, seeing the implication of this fracas on governance in Rivers?
No, when this has happened, one side has to go on an appeal, and it will take the normal process of the appeal. It is possible it could be resolved within 1 week, within 1 month. It's possible it could drag on a bit longer, but the fact that it must comply with the law. The political solution is all right, but it must also comply with the Constitution and the law. Anything outside the Constitution makes it difficult to comply with. That means, which are you accepting? Is it the Constitution of the country which is supreme, or the political solutions?
All right, hold that thought, Chief. I just want to take some calls, from the viewers, and then we'll return to our conversation. Olufemi has called in from London. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen in the studio.
Good morning. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Okay. I just want to say a big thank you to President Bola Tinubu for being proactive in finding a resolution to this issue. Then secondly, I hope the elders in River understand all the paraphernalia involved in ensuring that Fubara emerged as the flag bearer. Now they are taking side. They need to tread carefully. They cannot just throw Wike away like that. It's not going to happen. And I hope that Fubara himself will learn from this job and become a man. He should be able to manage Honorable Wike. Okay? The two can work together. I think the president has done enough, and I commend the work has been achieved. Thank you.
Thank you, Olufemi, for your contribution. Chief Rufus Adageorge, as Chairman, Rivers Elders and Leaders Forum, a former governor of Rivers State during the Third Republic. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for staying the course on the program. How do you react to those who think that this is a story of betrayal of a governor who is turning his back on his benefactor, the one who helped him become governor, and that without Wike's help, Governor Fubara may never have emerged? What's your thoughts on that narrative of the story?
Well, the thought is simple, straightforward. In politics, you're bound to have supporters, you're bound to have people who follow. And it's usual that normally the people being followed, the leaders, help to sustain those who are supporting them in various ways. That is a normal thing. But when you help your supporter to attain a certain status, you also trust yourself and give them chances to strive. You don't say, because I supported this person, I must strangulate him, I must do this, I must do this, my structures. These are things which, using these personal pronouns, my, I, makes things go sour. So while I appreciate that Governor Wike must have helped in no small measure to support Governor Fubara while he was seeking for office, it's a usual practice for politicians. But once you've done it, you have to have mutual understanding. You have to have mutual facts cleared, and not the way probably some people may do it, take it and say everything must be my way. And I think that is part of the confusion, part of the misunderstanding. And we all naturally human beings, when one comes with suppressive decision or actions.
Indeed.
There is a tendency for the person to object a bit, to resist a bit. I think they should be able to work together if they decide to work together, and we will encourage them to work together.
All right.